Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey guys, welcome back.
Joe here.
Kevin, hi.
We're very excited to get the next episode of The West Wing out to you guys. This
Yep.
has been a great season so far.
Yeah, moving right along through season 2, which we have absolutely loved. Brilliant layered show.
Yeah, we had some people on Patreon say the last episode we watched, which was great, might be the not, they don't want to use the word worst, but it's the slowest episode compared to the next run of episodes that's coming.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who are
anticipating.
anticipating what's coming next. We got a lot of comments like, just wait, things are about to get really good.
Yeah.
Which is great because I've enjoyed every episode of season 2.
It's been amazing.
Yeah, it's such a great show.
The last episode was fantastic with the whole Pirates of Penzance references, and Ainsley really had a chance to shine.
Yeah, I like Ainsley Hayes a lot as a character. I think she brings a lot to the show.
I do too, and I like the episodes that shows you, just the day-to-day of the White House.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's very much what that last episode was just, the office, basically.
Yeah.
And I want to see where they're going with that, because they don't really have anything set up to continue in this episode, so whatever next element they're going to bring up, I'm way down to see. I want to see what's going to happen.
Was that the last episode? I thought it was the next last episode. I thought we had another one after that.
Am I wrong? Wow.
I could be. I could be wrong.
Look, we watch a lot of this show.
Yeah, and a lot of other ones. But yeah, we're right there. Yeah, Ainsley was a big part of the last episode for sure. But I think you're right. I think that was it. With John Larroquette.
Boris shows up drunk to the
White House. That's right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Sorry, guys. My bad. My brain shut off.
It is Monday.
Right. All right. We're doing welcome to new Patreon subscribers this week, guys. So, Truman Manfort, Hank, Catherine Appa, David Devora, John McLaughlin, Megan Wall, Jay Tar, Vicky Larson, Natalie, and Jonas. Thanks, guys, and welcome. We really do appreciate it.
Thanks for being here, guys.
Absolutely.
For those of you checking us out on YouTube, welcome to the channel.
Hello.
If you don't mind, hit that like button for us. Leave us a comment down below, and please hit that subscribe button for us.
Yes, please do.
The link to our Patreon is linked down below in the description. If you want to click that link, you'll get full-length reactions to all of our videos that we have, and Kevin gets to read your name off on the list there. You do have to bring your own copy, though, guys. We cannot show you any of the footage.
We are streaming on HBO Max.
Sure are.
Please check us out there.
That's so cool.
I always love when they do the motorcade.
Yeah.
Like, talk about production value.
I know.
On the way back, the day-to-day experience of my life has changed in many ways since taking this job.
Yeah.
I'd imagine, sir.
I thought you weren't going on the trip.
I'm now going on the trip.
Are you being punished?
I'm not being punished. I'm going on the trip. I made fun of Notre Dame.
No.
I usually get away with
They're
it.
playing Michigan tomorrow.
Yeah.
The whole bus goes off record.
The president very famously went to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Again, with the Air Force One shots, I'm wondering if they got
Right? Like, I mean,
access to
I feel like that's definitely Air Force One.
or at least a backup.
I wonder how expensive that would be to
right.
We stopped the tanker in the Gulf.
Whose?
It's Cyprus flag, but
Yeah.
they tracked them coming out of case.
You think they got oil?
Yeah.
I remember now. You made one of your funny jokes.
Yes, sir.
Put it on.
Mr. President.
Put it on.
Sir, I'm wearing Maximum.
Hey, photo op.
Oh, good God.
Allison Janney is a beautiful woman, but does not have a head for wearing a ball cap.
No.
It's time to go.
Not for me. Matt Skinner's coming down from the hill.
When did this happen?
2 minutes ago. Did you have plans?
Did I have plans?
Did you steal that dress?
I bought this dress.
But you're returning it tomorrow.
Yes, I am.
That's stealing.
I'm giving it back.
After wearing it once.
There's a word for this.
It's stealing. Be done with dinner in an hour and 5 minutes.
Do you see what I'm wearing?
And if you want to have sex, you better do it during dinner.
I'm not writing well. I'd rather not distribute this to the pool yet.
Sam and I are going to work for a little
She's
bit.
still wearing the hat.
We'll have copies to distribute the press in about 3 hours.
It was already distributed.
I'm doing more than polishing it, so you got to get it back.
I'll tell them there's a new draft.
And
they
you've
should
got to
wait
get the
till
old draft back.
They're not going to read it.
They might.
So what?
It's very
About 2
Okay,
hours
that's what I
ago, we
figured.
stopped a Cyprus flagged ship called the Nicosia. We believe it to be carrying petroleum products out of Iraq. We board the ship, we test a sample of the oil, we determine its point of origin, and if it's black market, the oil company gets fined.
Doesn't the profit from the sale exceed the fine?
It dramatically exceeds the fine.
So what's the
So what do you
point?
think we should do?
Here you go.
What's this?
The lyrics to the Notre Dame fight song.
It would please me if you would lead the press in a rendition as we pass over South Bend.
What's with the fan?
I just went and got it from my apartment.
It's 17 degrees outside.
Then I should move my desk outside.
Yes, the language doesn't prohibit same-sex marriage.
Of course it does.
The government will define marriage as a union between a man and a woman. That's right, while doing nothing to prohibit gay marriage on a state level.
When this bill was being discussed on the floor,
there were some very ugly things said about homosexuals.
Yes.
Congressman, you're gay.
Yes, I am.
I've never understood gay Republicans, and I never will. Someone explain what I'm missing, please. What am I missing about gay Republicans? Are taxes that important to you? That's... Sorry. I do not understand the gay Republican at all.
A little bit of a contradiction, isn't it?
Oh, it's insane.
Yeah.
The Sudanese captain of the tanker refused to let naval personnel board. Seahawk helicopter
Tackleberry.
dispatched from the destroyer
Tackleberry?
USS Monterey.
Police Academy?
Copter tried to land.
Oh!
but
Yeah! Okay, cool.
Freight.
The cameos in the show are
Right.
jam-packed.
It's like everybody. It's like
Yeah.
Star Trek. Everyone's in the show.
It's like Star Trek.
2 F-18s buzz the ships, fire warning shots over the bow.
There's no way this ends good. In fact, it's already over. Margaret was giving me a look. Why? My divorce papers came today. She thinks I'm gonna drink.
I didn't know that.
This should...
Yeah?
Oratory should raise your heart rate. Oratory should blow the doors off the place.
You think we should quote Mao Zedong?
We do need a permanent revolution.
Still, I think we'll stay away from quoting communists.
You think communists never wrote an elegant phrase?
I'd love to write a speech about a radical new approach to education, but we don't have one.
So it is policy they're having a problem
Can't
with.
great oratory inspire an idea that can be implemented?
We had 6 months. We're not doing it half-assed. We're not doing it tonight.
Margaret mentioned that your divorce.
Oh, come on.
She mentioned that the papers came today and...
Yeah.
Our polling numbers are the same as yours. 60% of Americans oppose legally sanctioned gay marriage.
Boy, that turned in the years, didn't it? Most Americans favor it now.
Yeah.
Freedom of choice isn't a minority value just because the majority doesn't agree with a minority's choice.
Yes.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. The majority's been wrong.
Yeah.
Look at that man. Every
Josh,
type of sauce.
all
in
the
world.
Marriage Recognition Act
Every
does
type of
is
sauce in the
ensure
world.
that a radical social agenda is... I like you guys who want to reduce the size of government, make it just small enough so it can fit in our bedrooms.
Right.
I'd like you to give me back the draft copies of the morning education speech. We're going to replace them.
Why the change?
Toby and Sam are doing some work. There are no policy shifts and no new initiatives, I guarantee you.
All right.
Yeah, excuse me.
You know why late flights are good? Because we cease to be earthbound and burdened with practicality. Ask the impertinent question.
Be poets.
If you absolutely must.
Tell Toby. Sam, he doesn't want to use the phrase permanent revolution.
In education?
But I think if we call for a permanent revolution, people are, gonna expect one.
Mr.
Yeah.
President.
So where's the policy with it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Ainsley down here. Poor Ainsley in the dungeon.
in the heater dungeon.
Yeah.
Is that CJ?
It's the Steam Pike Trump distribution venue. Something like that.
Yeah, I know it was a steam pipe.
Yeah.
I can't turn the heat down.
Did you try?
No, I just looked at the thermostat and got discouraged. Really? Of course I tried.
Do you and I look alike?
A little bit.
I'm sorry?
Do we look alike?
No.
I think because of the alabaster skin and the farm girl looks that
You're wigging out, Donna.
Yeah.
Biblical concept of marriage maybe can't be separated from the law quite as easily as you'd like.
Yes, it can. We did it.
Very
How you doing?
What's the problem, Danny?
CJ, there's no earthly reason why I should give you that draft back, and you know it. You can't even believe you're asking me for it.
What's that mean?
I'm sorry?
What does that mean?
I was just scribbling.
You wrote down, send them to college.
I was just scribbling.
Tuition incentives.
Mr. President?
Talk,
Yeah.
Charlie.
Charlie's the man.
Mr. President, if this was an idea, somebody would have had it already.
By the way, we haven't talked about the 14th Amendment. Josh, the 14th,
The 14th Amendment is what they used to get it passed.
Clause would dictate that homophobia can't be made into a law. This is gonna be a law, whether the president vetoes or not. Crying out loud! Ask me the question, Josh. How can you be a member of this party?
There we go.
That's what I was always wonder. You're less
I
than
never
human.
understood why you gun control people don't all join the NRA. My life doesn't have to be about being a homosexual.
That's completely fair, too.
That's fair.
The Christian values are like such a huge part of the Republican Party, but that is a good point, too.
No, it's fair that he believes in small taxes and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, like I said, but...
I like that the overall point was, hey, I'm gay, and that doesn't define me.
Sure.
Yeah, but
But
it is conflicting. And that's interesting about this debate.
I just feel like it's bigger than that. I don't
It
know.
is.
We'll talk to it when we're done here.
It is, I think, for the episode's purpose, though.
Right.
I was really mortified I froze up on that speech.
You didn't. You didn't have anything to say.
Hold the ship in Bahrain and send a sample of the oil to the U.S. Customs Lab in San Francisco.
780,000 metric tons of gas oil against a $2 million fine for the oil company. Have sanctions at all, I think that we should make them stick.
There you go.
We should confiscate the cargo, seize the ship, sell the oil.
You mean in the future?
We're landing, Mr. President.
The Marriage Recognition Act.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
Possible there might be a policy shift or a new initiative in the education speech tomorrow.
There isn't going to be a change. There isn't going to be a change.
He lives to annoy her.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's a long flight.
So kill time, babe.
Yeah.
Legislative gay bashing. How do I put my name on it?
I wouldn't, sir. I'd put it away.
We shouldn't be defining love, and we certainly shouldn't be ill-defining it. It's wrong. This is the job for...
You're a good girl.
She is.
I like Margaret.
I'm the Margaret, yeah.
All the aides are so great.
They
Margaret,
are.
Donna, they're amazing.
Mrs. Landingham, Carol.
Mrs. Landingham's
yeah.
the best.
You were accepted at Harvard, Yale, and Williams. Why did you go to Notre Dame?
As I was thinking about becoming a priest,
What happened?
I met Abby.
Yeah,
Aw.
that'll do it.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It is.
I think Charlie's idea was a good one.
Yeah.
I think you should ask Leo to put together a team.
I loved that. I loved how the entire episode took place over one night.
Yeah, now that was a bottle episode.
Absolutely, and it shows. I mean, the problems don't. The problem solving is never stops.
Right.
We mentioned that we love when the show is about two different ideologies just debating that ideology. We can dig into that. We both stand. We have the same stance on that. It's nobody's, especially the government's opinion. It's not their opinion on who you can love, and
It shouldn't be policied.
it should not be policied. Absolutely. I think the interesting thing about that whole dynamic was the fact that it was a gay Republican.
Yes.
That's the most. Gay Republicans are definitely out there.
No, there are plenty of them, yeah.
I think for the show's purpose, that was very intentional, and that made it even more complex.
Sure, of course.
And for the show's purposes, it works. In real life, it's a whole other thing. Obviously, we're past this.
Right.
We're way past this, but like this debate is still happening today. Look at the whole Bud Light thing.
Right.
You know,
It's idiotic.
It's so dumb, and it's crazy that we're still having this conversation in 2023. But intolerance will always be a thing. It's never going away. You know.
Here's my thing that I wanted to say. I didn't want to take up the episode doing it.
Yeah.
With the whole, why does my gayness have to define me as a, when I'm a Republican for all these other reasons? That's fine. You can go line by line down policy, and everyone knows by now what the left-wing policy positions are and what the right-wing policy positions are, and you can say, well, I fall more in line here than there. But the fact that sexuality is such a big definer of who a person is, to separate that, it's like if I loved a golf club here in town, and I want to play golf there, but they absolutely hate, I don't know, middle-aged white guys. Like, I walk in and you are the biggest, you're not even a human at me every time I walk in, but yeah, but I really like your greens. That's what that is to me. You know what I mean? It's like they, if Republicans are so sure that gay people are subhuman, as it is so often put forward, the idea of siding with, the idea of ignoring that aspect, which is such generally a big aspect of what defines a person,
yeah,
that's a lot to ask somebody to do. And I don't understand how people can do it.
Sure.
That's just me, and I know there are people who disagree with me, and there are gay Republicans who will tell me I'm an idiot for that. Great. I don't understand you.
And obviously, policy and opinions change.
Sure.
Down the road, the Republican Party can be maybe a little more progressive.
Of course.
And there's definitely...
Well,
we're not saying that all Republicans feel that way. We're not saying that all Republicans...
No, but anti-LGBTQ stuff is definitely a right-wing issue for sure.
Absolutely. And, it's not a one-size-fits-all, but you are right when it comes to certain policies feeling certain ways, right? There's a head of something,
right, and
then this kind of trickles down.
I don't know. I do agree a little bit that the needle has moved a little bit because this was such a crazy issue. Like in 2004 when Bush was running for re-election.
Yes, this shows 2000.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
prior to that.
Yeah.
When Bush is running for re-election and he comes out and says that marriage should be between a man and a woman and that should be like a constitutional law, America like the show says here, overwhelmingly agreed. Like, yeah, screw the gay people. I mean, that was a crazy thing.
It's very recent that this culture changes.
And the shift happened so recently and so fast. And now it's completely the opposite. A majority of Americans are completely in favor of gay marriage. We still have a ways to go on a lot of other issues, particularly transgender rights. But at least on gay marriage, even most Republicans are like, yeah, okay, we might have been a little bit stupid on that one.
And to be more on your side, it doesn't even feel like they're accepting. It feels more like they're tolerant
Like,
kind of thing.
I will allow it. Like, well, thank you so much for allowing me to feel like a person.
It's no secret we live in the Midwest. We see a ton of that.
All the time.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere, right.
This is an issue. It's short baby steps, I guess.
Right.
But at the same time, we've got ways to go.
Right. Our legislature here just recently passed a law, as many states have, banning transgender girls from competing in girls' sports. Because God knows the biggest issue facing America right now is whether all 2 transgender athletes in our state should be allowed to compete in really crappy high school sports. Glad they solved that one for us. Yeah. It's politics. It's
that's the thing about politics is that
ugly politics.
People have their opinions. They're so firm in. It's just arguing, and it's. I think this episode is a great example of you're not changing anybody's mind.
You're right.
It's all about who's in the driver's seat.
Right, and who gets to scare who about who might be in the bathroom with you when you go to Target. Anyway, great episode though, as usual. It's very well written. I like the fact that Sam was facing writer's block, but it wasn't really writer's block. He was actually dealing with not agreeing with the policy position that was causing his writer's block.
And we've talked about our position on teaching as well. So I mean, that's
pay up.
Pay up, man.
All right, we'll talk to you later, guys.
See you guys.